Hey, welcome back to Top 10 Tuesdays, everybody. DBougie86 here again. Now, I was thinking of a theme for this week. It was kind of rough because I was just busy with a lot of stuff lately. And I decided, since I actually came up with this idea from, I was listening to the newest episode of the 22 Shots of Moods and Horror last night. And my buddy Rob from Georgia, VHS82, actually left a voicemail and about films that we would want to see in the theater. And I thought that would be a really cool idea because there is a lot of like horror films that I grew up with and stuff that I actually haven't seen in the theater. I've seen a few over the years. Most notably, I saw like later, like a couple of years ago, I saw The Thing and Halloween. They had like there's this cool theater in Harvard Square in like the middle of Harvard in Massachusetts called the Brattle Theater, and they show like a lot of like different showings of like certain movies. I saw Alien there, which was a really surreal experience to see Alien in the theater. They had like a Sam Raimi like triple feature, which was kind of odd because there was like an odd like non-horror Sam Raimi film in that triple feature. They showed Evil Dead 1 and 2 and The Quick and the Dead. But I get it, they were trying to do like Raimi's like cinematography and different styles of filmmaking, which I was okay with. It was a really cool and but bizarre double feature to actually watch two Evil Dead films and then watch this Western with Sharon Stone in it. But yeah, so there's a lot of films that I did see at the Brattle. These ones I haven't. I know I haven't. So really wanted to pick a few that I wanted to see like in theaters. Some of them are older films. There's actually one newer type film. It's a little older now, but it did come out like in the 2000s era, and it's actually number 10. So let's just get into it. At number 10, we have a film from, what year did this actually come out in? I think this is an early 2000s film. It doesn't have the actual like date on it, but I actually missed this film in theaters because it actually kind of flew by in the theaters, to be honest, and it came out at an age when I didn't really know it. Like I wasn't really going to see a lot of horror films in theaters, anyways. I did catch this one originally on DVD when it first came out, and I fell in love with the film. And that, of course, is James Gunn's directorial debut of Slither. Really cool creature feature type story. Kind of would go with my last themes week, also throwback horror in a way, because it does take a lot of like reference to like John Carpenter's The Thing in a way. They even name Greg Henry's character after Kurt Russell's character in The Thing, and there's like a cool lot of like hidden like Easter eggs throughout this film. Yeah, if you haven't seen this film, it's kind of like body horror type like thing, like horror film in a way. Really cool stuff from James Gunn, of course, who worked with Trauma beforehand and went on to direct one of my favorite non-horror films of all time, Guardians of the Galaxy. He's just a very cool dude. I always watch like his live updates and stuff. I'm really interested in volume 2 of Guardians of the Galaxy. It's kind of like my Marvel movie in a way. It's everything that I love about cinema, and it has a lot of like Easter eggs for like the 80s and all that good stuff. So yeah, Slither I would definitely want to have seen in theaters when it came out. So that would be number 10. Number 9 is a film from what year was this? I don't like how they don't have the dates on some of these. 83 this came out. This is a creature feature which actually is very underrated in my opinion. I don't hear really a lot of people talk about this one, and that's The Being. This is, of course, directed by Jackie Kong, who directed Blood Diner. Blood Diner is not really the greatest movie in the world, but it has a lot of like fun moments in it. This one is better, in my opinion, of her directorial films that I've seen. It has a lot of like cool like gore in it, and it has Martin Landau, who does a really over the top great performance, like Martin Landau always did in like these type of films. He did a film called Without Warning too. which is spoiler alert, it's getting an honorable mention. But yeah, this is a really blast. I really like the effects in it. The creature looks awesome, and I just like the little types of little comedic moments in the middle of the film, and it has like a really cool ending to this film. I really did dig the ending. So the being at number 9. At number 8, we have George A. Romero's Day of the Dead, which is actually my favorite in the Dead trilogy. Uh, it's just my favorite, personal favorite. It's the one I actually first saw as a kid and grew up watching. It's a film that actually grew on me over time, and I would have loved to see this in the theater when it first came out, and then experience it on VHS then, and then DVD, and then of course Blu-ray with this terrific release from Scream Factory. It would have been a film that I would have loved to see in theaters. The VHS days was the first time I actually seen the film. So yeah, I would have loved to see this in the theaters, and maybe one day I hope like maybe the Brattle will do like a Romero day. That'd be awesome. That's number 8. Number 7, of course, we have Slaughter High, which is actually my favorite slasher film of all time. Which I just love this film. I would have loved to see the fucking ending of this movie on the big screen for once, and really love like Carolyn Monroe, and I just love everything about this film. It's so like awesome. The Harry Manfredini's like film score in this, with like the little Easter egg to like Friday the 13th in the middle, which was really awesome. I would really love to see Slaughter High in the big screen again. Hopefully, maybe one day I will. Another one is a foreign film, which always kept my interest. I would have fucking loved to see this fucking whole movie on the big screen. And that, of course, is Mystics in Bali, which is like this Indonesian film from '81, which Mondo Macabre did a stellar edition of. And it's just fucking bizarre. If you haven't ever seen this, look at that cover. That is what you're gonna fucking get with this film. Imagine seeing on the big screen a chick's head leave her body and the lungs hanging off of it, and it's just floating around doing fucking crazy things. Oh, this movie's fucking awesome. The ending of this is so epic. Yeah, fucking Mystics in Bali, I would have fucking loved to see in the big screen. Fucking awesome film. That's at number, I believe, 10, 9, 8, 6. That was at number 6. Number 5, we have Don't Look Now, which is actually one of my favorite horror films of all time. And if I actually did own this edition when I did my top 10 favorite endings list, this would have def been on it. It's fucking amazing, the ending of this film. I would have loved to see this on the big screen when it first came out. And of course, it's from Nicholas Roeg, which is an amazing director in his style of, because if you don't know about Nicholas Roeg, he was actually a cinematographer before he became a director. And he actually worked with Roger Corman. He actually did the cinematography of The Mask of Red Death. And the cinematography of that film is actually some of the best things about that film. It is a low-budget film, but it has beautiful cinematography. And that's why, because Nicholas Roeg uses a lot of colors, like he does in this film, of course. And you can see that, like, little hints of, like, Don't Look Now and all his other films, like The Man Who Fell to Earth and Walkabout, when you actually watch The Mask of Red Death. And I would have loved to see this beautiful film with its imagery and beautiful cinematography and the fucking awesome ending at the end of it. So yeah, that would be my fucking pick for number 5, Don't Look Now. I would love to see that in theaters right now. Number 4, of course, is one of my favorite horror films of all time. Sadly, I never got to see this on the big screen. Same thing, VHS days. I actually never saw this on DVD, and was stoked when Scream Factory announced this one. And that, of course, is Night of the Demons. Really love this film. It has like this great 80s vibe to it, which really settles with me. Great performances by all its cast. Amelia Kincaid, Linnea Quigley. Who else is in this film? Kathy Padwell. They all do a great job. Stooge, eat a bowl of fuck. I would have loved to fucking see that for the first time in the theater. So yeah, I would love to see Night of the Demons in theater, especially with its awesome opening with the animation and that great synth score done by Kevin Tenneny's brother, who actually did the score for this film. Fucking love this film. That's at number 5. Number 4 is a film that I actually won't lie, I actually saw for the first time last year. I know that's kind of blasphemy because of who directed it. And that, of course, is Peter Jackson's first film, Bad Taste. I just fucking fell in love with this film when I fucking reviewed it for my 31 Days of Horror last year. I would have loved to see this in the big screen. Uh, yeah, this is just great. Like, the best, like, type of horror comedy in a way. I really love the gore. I love the effects of this film. I just like the comedic elements, and I love the setting. So yeah, I would love to see Bad Taste on the big screen. It would really be a good thing if they like did like at the Brattle like a double feature of Bad Taste and Dead Alive. I would have def went to go see that in like the Brattle if it played there. At number 2 we have Mario Bava's Black Sunday. This is I chose a black and white film because black and white films I never rarely see in the theater anymore. I've seen a lot of them on like DVD and Blu-ray and VHS, of course. I would love to fucking see this gothic masterpiece on the big screen. Great performance by Barbara Steele, of course, and just great atmosphere. I would love to see like an atmospheric black and white film on the big screen. So yeah, I might have to email the Brattle sometime to maybe do like a Mario Bava week, so I actually get to see this. So fucking would love to see that film on the big screen. And number 1, this is not really a surprise. It is my favorite horror film of all time, which I sadly never saw in theaters. Saw this a long time ago at my buddy's cousin's house, who's no longer with us. God rest his soul. He had this on VHS, and we watched it for the first time, and it really affected me in a way like I never saw like a lot of Italian horror films back then. I saw a few, didn't really know if I really cared for the genre that much, and this one really hit home hard with me. And that, of course, is Lucio Fulci's masterpiece Zombie, which is really intense and has some of the greatest atmosphere in a zombie film I have ever seen. And it also has one of the most tense and mesmerizing atmospheric themes of all time by Fabio Frizzi. I would love to see this film on the big screen because it is my favorite horror film of all time. One, and I would like to see a lot of Fulci films in the big screen. I never did. I know Rob actually posted that he saw Cat in the Brain on the big screen, which is awesome. So yeah, maybe I gotta email the Brattle about that too also. So yeah, that's my top 10, guys. A few honorable mentions of films that I was thinking about adding to this list that I didn't. Without Warning was one. I really like that Alien film. I would have loved to see that in theaters or on the big screen. Uh, Another one is White Dog, which I actually just watched recently because that film actually never had a theatrical release in the U.S. because of its subject matter. So I would have loved to see that on the big screen just once because it is a beautiful, mesmerizing film. The Sentinels, another one. House from '77, the Asian film I would have loved to see on the big screen. The list goes on. There's a few other films that I would have loved to see in the big screen, but I seen like a lot of like the major horror films on the big screen. Two other ones that I thought of at the top of my head are like Night of the Creeps and the Monster Squad. I would like to go see like a Fred Decker double feature one night. That would have been awesome. So yeah, as always, guys, I hope you enjoyed the list, and I'll be back next week with another one. Don't know what I'm going to be doing yet. And make sure you check out everyone else's videos. So I'll see you next time. Peace out.